Yes, so it's me and you, bro. So
Yeah,
welcome to the football referee with myself, Emmy Hikins.
and me, Trevor Gear.
Yes, can I just say, oi oi, oi oi, Trevor, I almost had a heart attack. I
Why?
almost had a heart attack. It was 90 minutes. And then there
Yeah.
was 7 minutes added. And I was like, no, no, this can't be happening to us. This we were supposed to bring this cup home. It was football was coming home. What's happening? Come on, England. Come on. And then I looked at Gareth Southgate's face, and he was still making those changes, and he was still, right into extra time. He was still making changes, wasn't he? He brought in Tony, um, and I thought, oh, okay, there's still hope. But the last 20 minutes of the football match against Slovenia, was it Slovenia we played? Yes, it was Slovenia.
Slovenia. Yeah, that's
Slovakia. Was it It was Slovakia, sorry. It was Slovakia. So it was Slovakia that we played. So the last 20 minutes of that match with Slovakia, I actually watched it standing up, Trevor, because I was that nervous. I had to move everything out of my way in case we scored. But hopes were hopes were starting to dwindle, Trevor. My hopes were starting to dwindle. Like a what's that time sand? Is it sand time or whatever? You know that thing you turn on its head and it goes.
well, yeah. It's an egg timer, I suppose you could call
Yeah.
it, or
Oh,
yeah, sands of time. Yeah,
I was like, no, no, no. And there was that beautiful goal. And there was that beautiful goal, Trevor. Sent shockwaves right across the whole of England and everybody
across the Europe, I suppose.
across Europe and everybody was on their feet. I was on my feet already. I was just jumping. I was like, yes, 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 come on. Now we can breathe. Let's do it now. Let's do it. Oh, thoughts, Trevor, thoughts. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you mean, and I would firstly say that I'm getting a feeling that the name of England is already on the Euros trophy because we've played 4 games, and by any standards, we played pretty rubbish in all of those games. And yet, incredibly, we won the group, even though everybody acknowledges we didn't play well. And then we've had this game the other day, which frankly we didn't deserve to win. I don't think the most staunch England fan would think we deserved to win it. There were 2 good goals, yeah. So I think we are being blessed with a little bit of luck at the moment, which may carry us through because, as I say, we don't really deserve it. But yeah, it's great from our point of view. I think to be sort of objective about England's performances, I believe it's what I was saying, and I think Femi was saying we both did before it started, that there's been no, our team wasn't really picked 2 or 3 months ago so that Southgate could play that team on the number of games we had leading up to the Euros, so that they become a little bit like a club side. And what I have noticed in lots of the games, although even some of the big teams have not played particularly well, that a lot of teams still look as if they know what their colleagues, their fellow players are going to do. They played together to some extent, like a club side. Whereas I think England, we've got some very good players, but it all still looks a bit like they've only just been introduced. And I think this is the big problem. And I don't have any great faith in Southgate as a manager. Um, I don't know. I don't like his lack of substitutions. I know you say about Ivan Tony, and Southgate himself said that Ivan Tony was quite cross to be brought on with 1 minute of the extra time bit to go.
Yeah.
Again, I think he did provide one of the assists for the goal. Um, so yeah, it's great. It's nice to still be in it, and we look forward to Saturday And I think if we were to win that one against Switzerland, and that might be a tougher game than we think. Switzerland are playing pretty good. But if we were to win it, I think the country would start to get a bit bubbly about it and say, "Come on, this can really be good." Because it's always been the case that a successful football team, as with the women as well, when they won their Euros, it does lift up the country. And let's face it, we might all need lifting up after this wretchedly long general election build up. I don't know why Sunak did this so suddenly, knowing as well that it would coincide with the football, whether he was hoping for football success with England and that might rub off on the government, probably a forlorn hope. But yeah, maybe we'll all be overjoyed to win on Sunday week, I think it is. It would be brilliant if England, the men, do come home with a trophy to emulate what the women did 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no matter what anybody says about the current England team, no matter the criticism, I just think it's coming home. I've always thought that from the first day, even before the tournament started, even when we lost the friendly, um,
Yeah, Iceland, wasn't it?
Wembley. Was it Iceland? Yeah.
Iceland, yeah, 1-0.
Yeah. Even when we lost the friendly at Wembley, I still thought, you know what? It's just a friendly. And even when we played so badly, our first game, I was like, yeah, it's still coming home. Second game, it's still coming home. A third game, it's still coming home. But the fourth game out of the group stage, that really shook me. Because it was more than 90 minutes. It was like 96 minutes.
Yeah.
And but when Harry Kane scored the second goal, I thought, you know what? There is hope for these guys. Because they're not thinking, you know what, we're just gonna drag it onto penalties or whatever. They were like, yeah, we're gonna get stuck in this game and win it. We don't want no penalties. We just want to go and win it. You know, we've not played very well so far, but we're gonna change everything around. We're gonna turn it all around, and and that they did. And Slovakia, by any means, is not. I mean, I said that about Slovenia because we drew Slovenia in the group stage, and I looked at the way that they played England, and I thought, all right, so England wasn't playing to their strength, to their full strength or whatever, but Slovenia was a team that was determined not to score, not to go up front, to sit in their own half and just defend. They just wanted a draw. That's what they wanted. They're like, we're not interested in scoring. Let them do all the work. We're just gonna sit here and you know and make them work for it. If they score, they score, right? Well, if they scored, but we're not gonna make it easy for them. And I was proven right because their other game that they play, I can't remember who they played now, but I know that it went into penalties, didn't it? Did they play Spain? No, they didn't play Spain.
Remember.
Did they play Germany? They played Germany.
It was Germany, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was Germany. So they played Germany. And Germany, this German team, they came prepared, really, from the way they've started anyway. And they actually dragged the team or dragged the match into penalties. Now that tells you that England never did anything wrong because we also tried to score. Now, if we're saying, and I think we're in agreement that the German team was good, and if they're that good, they couldn't score either. I mean, they did all they could to score. They weren't finding the goals with it. They had to go to penalties. So that's been Slovenia's game plan all along. Their game plan is we're going to frustrate you. We know you're good.